Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Warsword Conquest. Now, when we left off, I had encountered a couple of issues, shall we say, with our wages and so forth, and as you may see, we have unloaded our prisoners from last time. Now, thankfully enough, I had 13 prisoners, and as you can see here, some of them were incredible. They actually sold for around 140 gold to each ransom broker that I found, and they were Night Goblins, Night Goblin Fanatics, 140 I believe for them, and also 180 for Highwaymen, so I can only assume that those fellows are actually really quite easy to find. So maybe in the future, if we do require any funds, then taking a couple of Highwaymen prisoner would be relatively lucrative, I think. So, as you may see here, I have attempted to rest up as best I can, and I don't really actually want to upgrade these two because, as you may see here, I am very close to not being able to afford the weekly cost of our wages. So, as you may see here, I have come to the Kingdom of Araby's villages here. Now, the only reason I'm attacking them instead of anyone else is because I do believe their vassals are a little bit less powerful, in terms of numbers at least, because one of you did suggest to take on the Goblins because you do not like the Goblins, and I actually thought that would have been a good idea because I saw quite a while ago that they had, well, let's just say, less than 100 vassal strong armies, and yeah, that was very short-lived, I think, because I did a quick scout around here, and I saw 3 vassals with 120, 130, and one with 89, but yes, you get my point, I think, there. And I did a small scout around here as well, and I saw 3 vassals once again. Now, they had, what was it now, 59, I believe, 76, and 111, so that is a little bit worrying, but it is a little bit better than the Goblins situation. So, we will be heading in here to Oasis, and I will see what I can do about taking a hostile action. Ah. Really? Huh. I'm not entirely sure why I cannot raid this village. That is interesting. Wait a minute. Is this because I haven't installed the bug fix? Well, the reason I haven't installed the bug fix, of course, is because many of you told me that it actually isn't save game compatible, so I was envisaging that we would do maybe 10 episodes of Inigo here, and then maybe we would start again, but at a more advanced stage with potentially a different character, maybe switch it up a little bit with a race or whatever, but maybe that would be a nice change of pace as well. Well, nevertheless, I will be placing a vote in the description of this video, and you can all check it out and see what you want to vote for. Hopefully I'll be able to cover all of the potential options, but nevertheless, if there isn't an option there that you think that would be rather good for us to take, then by all means send me a private message or leave it in the comment section of the actual video. So thank you very much for your continued input on that. So, unfortunately, it appears we are not able to take a hostile action. I could force the peasants to give us supplies. I suppose that will be the way to do it? Okay, whoa. The Empire of Sigmar and the Kingdom of Araby have made peace, and then, of course, there is a truce expiring. Oh, no. Okay, so, take the supplies. Aha, okay, so we have some fine tools, which is actually going to sell for quite a bit, and some fine date fruit. Aha, okay, can we also... no, we can steal cattle, but I don't think that would make too much difference. But yes, it appears that I am not able to raid villages, and that actually makes me think that maybe I did need to install the bug fix for that, but of course then the save game would become incompatible, so that is a little unfortunate, I have to admit, but nevertheless, let's head over here and see what we can do. Maybe this is what you meant by raiding villages in terms of forcing the peasants to give us supplies. So let's do that one more time, see if we get something good. We get some fine dried meat. That is not great, I have to admit. And as a result, we're not actually able to get any volunteers from that particular village. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, because I envisaged us heading over here and raiding the village as you would in native. So maybe something is afoot here. Well, we did acquire some tools, which I suppose is pretty good, but that's a little disappointing, I have to admit. As you see here, yes, look at that. His army is only 91 strong, 86 strong, 126. Oh my, they actually have a lot more vassals than I anticipated. Well, nevertheless, we are not raiding them too much, I suppose. And instead, we will be selling these tools for 740 gold. That is great. Get some fine date fruit over there as well. And that meat will actually come in handy, that fine dried meat. So I think we'll keep that. 806 gold. Very nice indeed. Now we can level up our skeletal archers. And now we have over 2,000, which is rather nice. However, as I say, I was anticipating fully raiding it. So, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. Well, maybe we have to try a different faction then. Well, I will be heading over here. We'll just test out one more village just to make sure that it is not a fluke. No, it appears not. Well, instead, I will be heading over to the Goblins, and we will see how we do over there. Okay, so on the way to the Goblin Territory, I discovered something rather amusing. I had forgotten that you do need to reduce your relation with the certain faction that you want to plunder against, which is a little strange, to be honest. I really think that you should be able to plunder a village no matter what your relation with them is, but nevertheless, it does appear that we need to take on these villages here, and we'll see what we can do. So, without further ado, let's make sure that we are going to be in relatively good positions here. Now, saying that, I probably want to head over there with my mace and attempt to take some of them prisoner, because I'm not entirely sure how much gold we're actually going to acquire from taking villagers prisoner, but I have a feeling that it will be relatively worth it unless I am not able to actually kill any of them. Ah, there we are. Very nice. Well, knock them unconscious at least, and hopefully many of our units will be able to knock them unconscious as well, hopefully. I'm only doing 18 damage. I am really not timing my swing very well. There we are, very nice. That's much better. And now let's just make sure that we don't die as a result either. Oh my goodness, wow, they're actually very, very accurate for being Araby slaves. Oh no. Okay, well at least our tomb guards are doing a reasonably good job, and I think we should have at least 3 or maybe even 4 prisoners to take here. So that's not too bad, although I did take a lot of damage in the process of that. So thankfully enough, I'm hoping that that will reduce the relation with the Kingdom of Araby, perhaps? Maybe not. Well, we'll see in just a moment. Ah, really? Oh my goodness. Okay, it's exactly the same. I have no idea what is going on here, because apparently attacking villagers does not decrease your relation with the faction. That is very strange. Okay, well, maybe instead what we need to do is... attack a caravan? Maybe? Or maybe attack one of their vassals. Oh my goodness, 1,700 gold. Earlier debts as well. No! I forgot about those. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to head over to the Dark Elf caravan here. And wait a minute. Let's just make sure that they... Oh my goodness. This is not good. They have some very powerful units by the looks of things. Maybe we will be able to take them on. We do outnumber them by 10, but that doesn't really mean too much. So let's just head in here and we'll see what we can do. Okay, the Empire of Sigmar has declared war against the Orcs, and the Kingdom of Bretonnia has declared war against the Skaven underworld. Which reminds me, we do need to head to Skaven Blight at some point. So let us demand something from them. And we're going to ask for a toll? Oh my. I can give you 400 gold. Wow, that's actually pretty nice. Okay, yes. And we have reduced. Aha! Okay, so we need to find the Kingdom of Araby caravans. Perhaps. If there are any, that is. So that is exactly what I will need to do. Hopefully reduce our relation with them. And then we will be able to loot as many of their villages as we see fit. And, oh, I have a feeling that this is actually going to be rather difficult to find a caravan of theirs. They do not seem to use caravans that often. It does not appear so. Well, nevertheless, we're going to head in here and see if we can find a ransom broker. We have a traveler. Oh, we have another companion that we are probably not going to be able to afford at this time. That is unfortunate, and this fellow would be amazing to take. but I can imagine that he's probably going to be very expensive. So let's speak to this fellow anyway, and we'll see how much he is. Maybe he's going to be cheaper than the others.
These are dangerous times, aren't they, traveler?
Indeed they are, and you look like a dangerous warrior.
I am about as dangerous as they come. Like my race, I am on a path of destruction right now, and no one will stand in my way. Lustria is very attractive to the outside world. Many humans, Skaven, Orc, and Elf try and steal the relics of our ancestors and the sacred treasures of Sotek. Before, it was small excursions, either private or state-funded, but now the humans are sending whole armies to our land, and it poses the greatest threat to our existence.
Oh my goodness, okay. So, let's have a look here. There will always be threats to any nation. What brings you to this tavern? Aha, I see. Okay, well, please be... Aha! 750 gold! That's so cheap, though. Oh, that is so cheap. Okay, in comparison to the other guys, at least. So, if only we had already raided a village. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I will be cutting away, and I will see what I can do about finding one of their caravans. Okay, so I was lucky enough to see that one of the caravans coming from, I believe it was this city, went all the way around here and is now coming over to Oasis. And we are hopefully going to be able to ask for a toll, and they will agree to it, of course, and then we will be able to raid as many villages as we deem necessary, I suppose. I demand something from you. Yes, 400 dinars once again. Thank you very much. -1, so hopefully now we will be able to raid this. Yes! There we go. Okay, so thank you very much for my remembering of this, I suppose. We are going to plunder the village and then raise it, and hopefully no vassals will turn up, because otherwise we're going to have some very big pain coming our way. That would be not too pleasant, that is for sure. So let's just hope... Oh! That fellow is not even taking any notice of us. That is wonderful. That is very good to see. And we have reduced to -4. That's not great, but as you see here, we have a huge amount of things to take. So, yes, the only thing I'm a little worried about, of course, by doing this, is our honor rating, because we are going to lose honor as a result. And I'm not entirely sure why I'm taking so many foodstuffs here. Well, I suppose it's fine, because we'll probably go and sell now. So, yes, there's some cattle. Okay, well, yes, I'll be heading over to Xandrie, and I will be cutting back once we arrive, and we'll see how much money we have made. Okay, so upon arriving at Xandrie, as you can see here, we are going to be receiving 4,700 gold, which is absolutely amazing. And that reminds me, why did I not think of raiding villages beforehand? That really just slipped my mind, because usually we are rather good in terms of our morale and our honor. We are a goody two-shoes, technically, so yes, it's rather nice to get back to raiding a little bit. Oh, yes, I believe this fellow over here, Bastich, I believe he is free, or he is at least very cheap. So let's have a look here. Ahoy there, good traveller! Would you like to join me for a drink or 10? I have a bit of time to spare, so why not? I am a skeleton, but I'm going to drink something, apparently. So, let's have a look here. I used to be a seafaring man, you know, back when I used to leave port on a regular basis. Not enough booze out at sea, know what I mean, Captain? Ha-ha! So you find me mostly on land now. You know, you look like a leader, and I used to be on ships led by great leaders, great pirates, who ruled the waves from one end to the other. Sometimes I wish I was back out there having adventures. But then I remember how comfortable it is in a tavern. Well, if there is still some drive in you, I could lead you on one last adventure. Yes, that would be great. I may be old, but with a bottle of rum in me, I am as good as new. Okay, so, yes, there we go. Thank you very much, by the way. I believe one of you told me a list of 4 or 5 different companions that are rather cheap, and I just so happen to remember this fellow's name from that list. So that is great. Thank you for that. Now, on another note, we are able to recruit these guys without too many issues, as you see here. 984 gold, not too bad. We'll take those guys. And now we will be heading off to more of the Kingdom of Araby's villages. So, yes, let's head over down here, I think would probably be best, because it is a little bit further away than the main trade route, I suppose you could say. I think that would probably be the best idea. And I think after we are done getting a huge amount of cash, I think then what we'll want to do is try to get such a large army that will be able to take on the larger parties of bandits, and as a result, then gain a huge amount of renown, hopefully, or at least enough renown to be considered for vassalage by the Tomb Kings. So that would be rather nice. Or, in actuality, what we could do is we could potentially try to get so powerful as a soloist that we would be able to launch our one-man war, or one skeleton war, against a particular faction. And we would be able to, obviously, launch a very surprise attack at whoever may tempt us in that action. So maybe it would be a good idea, but who knows? We'll see. And now, loot and burn it. Yes, thank you very much. We lose honor once again. I'm not entirely sure how much honor we have at the moment, but I don't really think honor is... Well, it is quite important, but I do want to get more renown. Renown, in my opinion, is probably going to be more useful at this time, at least until we become a vassal, and then we'll be able to increase our honor exponentially from there, hopefully, anyway. So let's see what we can do here. Let's take as much as we can in terms of the most expensive loot, and yes, there we go. Okay, so that is it. That is all I can take, unfortunately. However, the rest of it is mainly food, so I don't really need to worry too much about that. So I'm actually wondering, can I go and sell at their towns? That would be rather rude, wouldn't it? This fellow is not actually... Ah, there we go. Okay, so they are going to be going after us now, which is a little unfortunate. I am actually wondering, can we take this guy on? He does only have 72. We have 64. I really don't know what kind of units are strong in his army. I'm assuming that the Janissaries are probably going to be rather powerful, and maybe the Corsair captains as well. So maybe what we'll do is head over back to Xandrie once again, and we'll see if there are any companions there, and in and around the Tomb King's Empire as well. That is definitely what we want to do. So I will be cutting away once again. I will sell at Xandrie, and then I'll check around the various taverns in case we can find a powerful companion. And just a quick note before we head on to the other towns of the Tomb King's Empire, we are gaining 8,500 gold here, so that is absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for reminding me about raiding. Okay, so I have found one of our previous companions that we spoke to, and hopefully we will be able to afford him. Now, oh yes, there we go. Okay, he's actually rather cheap in comparison to what I assumed he was going to be. 4,500, there we go. We have Volans joining us here. Now, I was hoping to find Bjorg once again. I did find Bug, however. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to head over to Xandrie once again, because that is where Bug was, and hopefully we'll be able to recruit him as well, and then we can probably head over to more of the villages, perhaps, and we'll see how we do over there. Now, I'm hoping that these two companions are going to make such a difference in our army that we'll be able to potentially take on one of the vassals, so I might be able to use you in our company. 2,000 gold. Yes, there we go. Okay, so we have a goblin. Wonderful. Okay, so now how much do we have? 5,500. That should be enough for at least a couple of weeks' wages. And we do have a cavalry in the form of Valans now. Bug doesn't actually have any equipment, or does he? That is rather amusing, to say the least. 2,000 for this guy. 2,000, really? Okay, we're going to give him a shield. And I'm not entirely sure why he's wielding 2 cudgels, but nevertheless, there we go. That seems fine, and maybe we probably want to get him some armor. So I think what we might do, actually, is head over to where the night goblins are usually found, and maybe take on some of them so that we can get some goblin armor, because then we'll be able to give it to Bug. So I think that should be a pretty good idea. So yes, I'll be heading over around here, and maybe around here as well, and we'll see if we can find some. Okay, so I've encountered some night goblins. Now, thankfully enough, we are engaging them in the daylight, so I don't really need to worry too much about them sneaking up on us. And we can now head in. 66 against 26, I believe it is. However, as we know, they can completely decimate our lines with their fanatics. So let's try to make sure that that does not happen this time around. And we'll tell our archers to spread out a little bit. We do have 34 of them. So, yes, that is probably quite a significant amount. And here we go. We actually do have some cavalry this time around. So, I'm going to be telling those fellows to follow us. And now we'll see how well we can do in terms of taking them prisoner as well. I do want to try that. So, let's get our mace out. And we'll see how well Valans is. And that reminds me, we didn't actually take a look at his stats. We do need to do that. So, let's just see here. Let's move our infantry a little bit closer. Now let's see if we can take one of these fanatics prisoner. Ah, 47 damage. Unfortunate. I was really hoping for a little bit more than that. Okay, come on. Ah, no. Okay. Well, we took one of the archers prisoner, and yes, there we go. We got a fanatic. Wonderful. Now, unfortunately, the only problem I'm seeing so far is that our wolf has taken some considerable damage from their spearmen. Now, we just need to make sure that we don't take too much more. And yes, as you may see, we are currently losing quite a few of our cavalry, so what I'm going to do is hopefully once these guys get over here, I'm going to tell them to walk back a little bit while I run into the only tree in the entire battlefield. Wonderful. Yes. And then we'll take this guy out while he is coming towards us, and maybe this guy as well. Ooh, 43 damage. That was very close. Okay. Well, the cavalry needs to run back to our archers, I think. That would probably be a good idea. And then let's get our archers a little bit closer to the action. Oh, no. Okay. This wolf is a little bit too fast at times, but yes, I'm not complaining. Okay. We seem to be doing alright, actually. Has Valans gotten taken out already? That is the only thing I need to check after this particular bout. Now, if we take this guy out, that would be wonderful. Yes, thank you very much. Look at that. We knocked him unconscious, so that is another prisoner added to the hold right there. Very cool. And that is it, I believe. Yes, there we go. Okay, so we wounded 6 of them, which is not entirely great, I have to admit, but we did gain 3 renown, which is very strange. I would have thought we would have gained nothing, but there we go. Okay, so Valans was wounded, but hopefully he did quite a bit of damage before he was taken out, although I was being a little bit too reckless with our cavalry there. So, ooh, what are we going to get? Are we going to get a Longbeard, or are we going to get a Hammerer? Oh my. Let's get a Longbeard. Oh, yes, look at that fellow right there. Wonderful. So let's get another one of those veterans and some tomb guards. Why not? And yes, we do need to check out his stats in just a moment. So yes, here we go. We have some night goblin robes, a hood, and some spears and everything else that we can take here. And, oh yes, it appears that we have advanced to level 11 as well. That is great. So before we do that, let's speak to Bug, and we'll see if he can wear these things. Yes, it appears he can. Wonderful. Okay, that seems good. Now, he is using a cudgel, which is probably not the best idea, so we're going to give him this spear as well. I think I'd probably want him to use the spear anyway, just so that he can counter all kinds of enemy cavalry units. I think that's probably going to be good. And yes, I think that should be fine. Now, let's speak to Valans, take a look at what his skills are like. No? Did I select the wrong thing? Yes. Okay. Let's see his skills. Oh my goodness, he's actually very good. Okay, maybe we want to make him into some sort of infantry, even though he has 9. Wow. Okay, he has 9 in riding, never mind. He's not going to be an infantry, that is for sure. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is incredible. Let's take a look at his... Really? He has like... Oh my goodness, he has the best gear. Oh my... Wow. Okay, that is very nice indeed to find out, at least. He has a very nice lance, and he has a short sword as well. Okay. Well, that's very nice. And now we will level up Inigo. So what are we going to do? I think we probably want to get him some more strength so that we can start to use more of the higher level armor pieces for the skeletons. So let's see. Yeah, okay, we'll go for strength, why not? And then we'll increase his I don't know. His engineering? Maybe. Maybe engineering would help out quite a bit if we're going to be a soloist and we're going to take one of the weaker factions' fiefs to start off. Maybe that would be a good idea. So yeah, let's get another engine. Maybe not, actually. I'm thinking that that really doesn't help us out too much at the moment. I think we'll go for inventory management instead, because at the moment we're raiding a lot of villages, and I think it would be much more useful. So let's see here. We'll increase our pole arms a little bit and our one-handed. And now, as you can see, on the horizon, there is more night goblins to take out. So we are going to take out this one other... Oh, wait a minute. Dwarf band. Oh. Oh, it appears they're actually taking care of the night goblins for us. That is a little unfortunate. Oh, never mind. There's still 24 of them. Wonderful. Okay, well, we're going to take these guys out. Unfortunately, it is at night. I don't really like fighting at night, so I'm going to wait a little bit and we'll see... Oh, no. Please don't engage them. Orcs. Okay, we're going to wait until it's morning. Yes, there we go. Thank you very much. Dawn. And then we'll head in once again. Okay, great. So we are against 24. They did take out a couple of our units in the previous bout, so we do only have 62 this time. But we are still full HP, which is a marvelous surprise. So let's see what we can do here. Now they are coming from straight ahead, so let's get our archers there and our infantry down there. Now we do have some cavalry. Yes, we do. Okay. And yes, we do need to... Ah, there's only 2 of them. Okay, well, we'll get them over here. I don't really want to lose them, to be honest. I did spend 980 gold on recruiting them, so I think it would probably be a better idea to hopefully keep them out of the fight for this particular bout, at least. And then we'll use them at a later time. Now, Bug is in the lineup here, as you can see. Hopefully he's going to deal quite a bit of damage with that spear. And Valans is obviously just resting up in camp. So, yes, don't need to worry too much about him at the moment. So, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to try to take some of them prisoner if we can. Of course, it does make it rather difficult when they use... Oh, no. I didn't want to go into that fanatic, that is for sure. Yes, okay. Well, let's try and get one of these archers as a small bonus, if I am actually any good at hitting some of these guys. Yes, there we go. We got a warrior there, not too bad. Our archers are absolutely decimating them. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Yes, okay. Well, that's not too bad, I suppose. Unfortunately, I'm not able to command our units now. And maybe as a result, we are going to suffer a few more casualties than we would like. Maybe not. No, it appears that our archers are doing an excellent job, as well as our dwarven veteran warriors. Wow, they are absolutely destroying everything. Now, one of you, or actually a couple of you, did state in the comments that you'd like to see us use primarily skeletal units, and I do concur about that. However, the skeletal infantry, I would just like to say, is not exactly the strongest, to say the least. So I think what we'll be doing is, if we are able to complete our soloist objective and to actually create our own faction in such a short space of time, which is actually going to be very difficult, then I will place the dwarven warriors in the garrison there, of course, and then we'll probably use skeletal-only units, because we do have our faction started then. So hopefully that will work out quite nicely. However, as you know, we may not have the greatest time of it at that point. So, yes, because of our low right to rule, of course. So, not entirely sure what will transpire. Okay, well, we do have some deserters over there. They are orc warriors, however. Do we want to fight some orc warriors? Maybe it would be a good idea. However, we are very low HP. So I think instead we're probably going to be ending this episode off here. And next time on Warsword Conquest, I will have raided quite a few of the Kingdom of Araby's villages off-screen, so as to save the time. And once I have acquired maybe 20,000, I think maybe 2 more raids will get us 20,000, and then we'll probably move on to assessing which faction we want to take, if we are going to participate in the soloist objective, that is. So yes, I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.